Hi all, and this is Solo. So in this video, we are going to cover the best healers you can use end game, and obviously the best healers possibly in the game period. But you're going to want to use this on Mega Plus difficulty because they are basically going to be your carries for the rest of the game to keep you going. What we're going to do, we'll go through the healer, go through the skills, and we'll show you in real time the skills. Then after that, we are going to do a tier list, and I will show you exactly where I place these Digimon on the tier list. So first thing we're going to do, we've got our 5 healers here. You can't actually see the healers themselves, I'm going to show you in real time. So obviously the first one we're going to have is Venusmon. I'm digivolving these because I want to show you the skills they get when you level the actual Digimon up from 0. Okay, so let's just digivolve this one. So we digivolve into Venusmon. Okay, so we've got Venusmon, and she obviously has Love You, which is obviously the best healing skill in the game. If you make sure your SPI is 9,999 maxed out, obviously I just digivolved it so it's not maxed out, but make sure you get SPI to 9999. SPI is your healing power, so the higher your SPI, the higher your healing power. Also, make sure you have your personality skill to Great Embrace. Not all the healers should have this. Not all my healers on this video will have it, but I will put all the healers to have it. Overheal basically gives you 200% of your maximum HP. So if you have 9999 HP, you go up to 20,000 HP. Venusmon is obviously the best because of her skills. Love You, like I said, is the best healing skill in the game. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you exactly what skills she gets as you level her up. So you level her up to level 20. I think it's level 20. First thing she gets is X Aura. Okay, so boom, you get X Aura, the best healing AoE healing skill in the game, apart from Love You. Obviously, Love You is a special skill for Venusmon and the best healing skill in the game. But obviously, X Aura is the best attachment skill. Second thing you get is Holy Light. You don't have to take this if you don't want to. If you just want to make her pure healing, you do not have to give her this. So I'm going to not give her that, okay? We're going to go straight over to level, I think it's level 40 or level 50. Is that the only 2 skills she get? I thought she got more skills than that. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong. But basically what you want to do is you want to go over to her setup, click on her setup, and on here you want to give her all the healing skills you can. So X Aura obviously heals everyone. I normally just use Love You. But if you run out of SP, which you really shouldn't be, but if you do run out of SP in a fight, you can use X Aura. It's about half the SP as Love You. Restore obviously gives you injury and disease negation, so it gets rid of injury and disease. Status debuffs applies a status debuff immunity to one ally. I think it's for the whole turn. Is it? I don't know if it's for the whole fight or a certain amount of turns. I think it's for the whole fight, I'm not 100% sure. And obviously you want this as well. X Revive is the best revive in the game. You can revive your benched allies as well as your in-party, like main party as well. So you can actually revive your benched allies that have died beforehand and switched over. Then you want to give your equipment. You can either give them a couple of different things, depending on what you want to do. You can give them like nullify stats debuff, stuff like that. That's obviously make Venusmon your main healer. In terms of her resistances, she's completely resistant against light. She takes no light damage. She is weak against darkness. She is weak against fire, but she is strong against virus and grass elements. Next up, we have Sakuyamon. She is actually low-key one of the best sort of buffers, or should I say removers, debuffers. She has a attack that does light attack magic damage, but also removes all status buffs from the enemies. This does an AoE attack to all enemies in the fight. So this removes stats. So against bosses who like to buff themselves, this actually removes the buffs. This is really, really strong to have as a, not even if you don't have her as a main healer, just this one attack alone makes her incredibly strong because she can get rid of the buffs that the enemy bosses have. Really, really strong. This is a must if you want to go against boss fights in Mega Plus difficulty, right? And also we have null damage of 90, which is quite high. Increases damage versus the vegetation trait, and also has a 25% hit chance, or crit chance. You can actually stack this as well. And I've leveled her up to level 72. She gets X heal, she gets physical reflect, so you can cast this and it will reflect physical damage. This spell removes stats debuffs, and magical field with 10% chance to boost intelligence by 3 turns. You obviously want to make sure her SPI is max to make sure you do healing damage, and if you want to do int damage as well, that increases her magic attack as well. Okay, so obviously this is a magic attack, so increases her int stats will actually increase her magic attack as well. In terms of personality skills, you really want to go either healing skill with her, you know, the overheal buff, or there's actually another one. If you go back into my previous videos, I'll put a link in the video description below. It goes over all the different personality skills, the passive skills you can get. And I actually think there's actually one that does magic damage, and there's also one that has X revive. So when you die, you basically revive with 50% health. She might be really good with that as well. Still not 100% on what to give her in terms of passives to make her really, really, really good. But in terms of a healer, she's actually a really good healer, and she has that one debuff skill makes her really, really strong. Because she has that high critical hit chance as well. If you can get something that gives you increased critical hit chance as well, it will stack, basically. I'm trying to find something. There you go, crit rate 5%. If I can get Curse Attachment 3, it'll be a 15% increased critical strike chance. With my other 15%, that will be like 30% critical strike. We got critical attachment 1. Shaymine got critical attachment 3. It might be on a different Digimon. But basically, yeah, you want to... oh, here you go. Boost critical. I wonder if that just stacks. Quick one, I'm going to begin with that. So I wonder if that actually just increased my critical damage, even though I don't equip it to the actual Agumon. But yeah, so she's really, really good. She obviously has X heal as well when you level her up. Attack, reflect, dispel, and magic as well. But yeah, just this one attack makes her really, really strong. She's resistant against light, resistance against null, resistance against is that vaccine? It's either vaccine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's vaccine. I'm not 100. Yeah. And then we have Rosemon. Yeah, it is vaccine. That was vaccine. Then we have Rosemon. Okay, actually no, it's not Rosemon. Let's just digivolve her right quick. You want Rosemon BM. This is the Mega Plus version. Just digivolve her. Right, so we digivolve her, and basically she has a similar thing to the previous Digimon we just looked at, but she's completely resistant against sort of grass and earth damage, and her lightning damage is actually resistant against earth as well. She's weak against fire and ice, but she's actually got sort of passive neutral resistances against every other element, which is really good. So you have this attack, which does 70 attack, but it always hits, and a 100% chance to reduce life resistance against and increase damage against humanoid traits. But if you keep spamming this attack, it will just reduce the light resistance and do more damage. This one does light attack, but it also recovers HP and SP equal to 15% of damage dealt. So she basically has leech life, but it's not just leech life; it's MP leech and HP leech, or SP leech and HP leech. Basically, this is really good. And again, insect like Kagawaterimon, you know, insect Digimon, it does extra damage as well. But the 15% extra damage is really, really strong. And if you go over to, this is light magic, so you want to increase the int as well. This is really good for a damage dealer, but also a tank, right? She's not only a healer, she's also a tank in a sense, because she can have that leech life effect. And if you can keep her HP up, and you can keep using this attack, what we're going to do is we are going to level her up now, so I can show you real time what her skills are. So her first skill is Guard Field. Guard Field increases 10% chance to boost defense by 3 turns. We'll leave that for now. Her second skill is X Heal. So we have X Heal, which is a one single target heal, but it actually increases. It's actually the biggest heal you can get as in terms of attachment skills. X Aura is a moderate heal. This is a greatly recovered HP. There's actually more than Aura. It's a single target heal though, it's the only thing. But we can give it to her as well. I think that's all she has in terms of... Yeah, I think that's all she has in terms of skills. We've got up to 60. I think 60 is about the last one. Okay, so what we want to do now, in terms of Digimon, we have Dianamon. She's actually a really good healer just by herself without digivolving her. So she is actually resistant against ice. Doesn't take much water damage either. She's just weak against fire. She has a 100% chance to reduce the speed for 3 turns and 80% chance to apply Deep Slumber. This debuff is really, really strong against just general mobs in general, and if you're on Mega Plus difficulty, this can actually save your life as well. If you can make him sleep for a couple of turns, that gives you enough chance to, heal your party up. And also, with the speed reduction as well, that means you get more turns to attack over your enemy. Also, she does an ice magic damage attack power, but if the enemy is inflicted by sleep, which is the first attack you do, it increases the damage done to that Digimon, and it also increases the damage to humanoid traits. So basically you debuff them and you put them to sleep, and then you do extra damage when they are asleep. So we're going to go over to Diana, and we're just going to level her up right quick. Let's see what she got. So her first skill, the status barrier, 100% chance to apply status debuff immunity. That is really, really strong. So we're going to take over Holy Light and put that there. And we've got another one here. What's she got here? She's got Lethal Blizzard, which is 45 but does AoE damage. There's a lot of enemies that are weak against ice as well. So we can switch that over as well. If you don't want to switch them over, by the way, and you can actually just go straight into your inventory, so don't worry about losing the skill itself. And then obviously Diana is really, really good as that debuffer on your party as well. She's sort of a damage dealer as well. And what we're doing, there's also the last one I want to talk about is actually the Digivolution of these two, which is Gracenovamon. So we just digivolved him into Gracemon. Gracemon, I've actually run out of leveling stuff to level him up with, but basically what he is, he does a fire trait that increases damage that who have the ice trait. So against ice enemies, it does extra damage. This is your damage dealer, but also a really, really, really good healer. They have SPI and speed quite generally high, just in general. And this one does ice damage to enemies. If a target is affected by a stats element, anomalies, or injury or disease, it increases damage dealt to targets. So if you have, this is like it gets extra damage if the enemy is debuffed, basically, right? In terms of what it has X Aura. It also has, I think there's quite a few that it actually has. In terms of the skills it actually has, let's just double check. Yeah, so it doesn't get very good. At level 2 it gets Ripping Net, Holy Light at level 25, X Aura at 35. So that's the one you want. So basically X Aura itself is the best AoE healing skill in the game in terms of attachment skills. And yeah, so it has a level 35 against X Aura. Incredibly impotent. And it is a high damage dealer, and it's strong against light and darkness, weak against lightning and null attacks, but there aren't many enemies that have that. And like I said, you can also swap it up with the attachment skills as well if you want to. Make sure you can just you can sort of nullify some of that as well, like boost electricity resistance, so you can add that just to soften the blow as well. And I think you can do it for null as well, but I haven't got a null one. Yeah, and just make sure you get, you can get nullify stats anomalies and stuff like that. Make sure you add them on. Nullifies instant death. This gives you an extra boost, right? So now we've gone and explained all of it. I'm going to go over to the we'll go over and put my thoughts into what tier these are. Let's go over to the tier maker right now. Right, okay, so we are in a tier maker list. So healer tier list. This is my healer tier list. So we obviously have, let's start off with Venusmon. She's the best healer in the game, and she has the best special skill. Love You obviously bases scales off the SPI, and with her SPI going up high as well, with the passive that gives you 200% health when healing, like overhealing. Basically, she is the best healer in the game by far, no shadow of a doubt. We cannot question that. In terms of Sakuyamon, he has SPI and speed. Sakuyamon is easily A tier, maybe S tier, more like an A plus tier. Her debuff is absolutely insane. To be honest, no, she's S, but she's not S because she's a S rank healer. She's a A class healer, but her ability to remove buffs from the enemies in Mega Plus difficulty makes her S tier, just because the boss fights, removing that AoE wide buffs to remove from the enemies are just, it's an absolutely insane skill, right? So we are also going to go Rosemon BM. She's A tier. She's not S tier. She has the crit rates. She has healing as well, and you can give her the overheal as well. She is quite potent. She has X Aura as well. She's a good stand-in if you do not have the one of the two Digimon here. I think she's A tier. In terms of Gracenovamon, it's got to be an A tier for healing, because you can use it, like I said, the overheal as well. But Gracenovamon is really good for damage. Really good for damage. I used him to just be a damage dealer as well, so you can have him as like a support healer but a damage dealer as well, right? Now we're gonna go the last one, which is Dianamon. I'm putting Dianamon as a B tier. She is good, I do like her, but she's a healer, and she's good if you're going in fire areas or the ice areas. She's good for that, but she is specifically area specific. She is a good healer, but she is area specific based on her special skills. In terms of my personal picks, it will be these top two to have in your party, and then maybe Gracenovamon as a bench, possibly just for another sub healer and a damage dealer as well. But yeah, that's my tier list for the healers. I will be doing other tier lists as well. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think I was right? Do you think I was wrong? Put your comments in below who you think the biggest healer is and the best in your party, for the party comp. And if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.